Hello, people of the internet. It is I, GareBear890, back again with another video. Alright, so from the thumbnail, I seemingly have 3 copies of The Last of Us Part 1. So let me explain, okay? Now, starting from the announcement, I was a bit surprised, like most people, seeing as how the game wasn't even 10 years old at that point. But hey, it's definitely one of my favorite series and one of my favorite games of all time. So I was excited. But I kind of thought, well, I'll probably wait until a decent sale and pick it up. But then release weekend rolls around and I had nothing going on that weekend and I had a $30 coupon to GameStop just burning a hole in my pocket. And so I was like, you know what? That sounds like a great weekend. So I went down and I picked up my copy of The Last of Us Part 1. And I played through it that weekend and the following week and I finished it and it was amazing. And I have to say, I am very glad that we have this because it looks and plays amazing, and it's still just even more of a masterpiece. So, yeah, finished it, put it on the shelf. That was that. But then I got to thinking, well, wait a minute. I finished the game. I'm probably not going to play it for quite a while. I might as well sell it while the value is still higher. And then, when I want to play it again, I can pick it up for cheaper. So I throw it on Facebook Marketplace for $65 and, tax out the door about $75. So I'm saving $10 on a game. Yeah, that hasn't even been out for 2 weeks at that point. And so I thought that was pretty fair, pretty good. But of course, it's Facebook Marketplace. So I get all these low ballers. Hey, I'll give you 45, I'll give you 50. It's like, no, the game hasn't even been out 2 weeks. I'm not doing it. And then I even had one where the guy reaches out and says, hey, for $5 more, I could have a brand new copy. So what kind of deal are you going to give me? Like I'm supposed to sell to him. I was like, I am in no hurry to sell this. And actually, it would be about 75 out the door. So $10 off a game that hasn't been out even 2 weeks is pretty good. But he never responded, which is pretty typical. So anyways, getting a bunch of people lowballing or saying they're going to come pick it up tomorrow and then never respond ever again. So just typical stuff. Finally, I just get tired of it and I'm like, you know what? Forget it. It's probably going to be quite a while before I could get it for $42 out the door. So I'm just going to hang on to it. So I put it back on the shelf and that's that, right? Well, of course not. So about maybe a week later, the Firefly edition pops up on Facebook Marketplace locally. And the guy's asking $100. And MSRP was $99.99. So it's even saving me tax. And now this was only available on the Sony PlayStation website. And of course, pre-order sold out immediately. And they said, don't worry, we're going to have another pre-order. And those ones sold out immediately as well. And of course, probably the majority of them wound up on eBay going for like 200 plus. And so I was like, okay, yeah, not going to go that route. But yeah, locally, $100 had been posted for like 5 days. So I reach out and the guy says, yeah, it's still available. And so I went and picked it up and it was in great shape and I was super excited. And then I got home and then I realized, well, wait a minute. Now I have 2 copies and I don't need 2 copies. But I really want to hang on to this case because, as you can see, I kind of like the aesthetics of just having the same kind of case. As much as I love steelbooks and appreciate, the artwork that goes on them. And so I'm like, I'm just going to do disc only and I'll adjust the price for that. So that's what I do. I adjust the price and I put it back on Facebook Marketplace. And of course, now I have to go through all the same crap again, all the low ballers. And then one thing that drove me insane was how many people would just say, well, what happened to the case? It's like, why? Why does it matter? Like, in the description, in the title, in the pictures, it's very clear it's disc only. It's a fair price. If you don't like it, move on. That's fine. But yeah, just keep encountering all these crazy people. And then the one that takes the cake, though, is this woman reaches out and she said, I'll give you $40. And I'm like, well, sorry, the lowest I could do is $55. Because right around that time, the show had come out. And there had actually been kind of a spike in the price. And she's like, well, I could get it for $45 at GameStop. And so I check, and sure enough, it is on sale at GameStop for $50. But it's only a weekly sale, so I'm not about to compete with a chain, especially seeing as how in a week it's going to be back up to 70 and 65 pre-owned. And so I just say, well, then go buy it from GameStop. It only makes sense, right? And then she responds, I'll give you one more chance to accept my offer. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so I literally just leave the chat. And then I discover that she leaves me a 1-star review saying that I'm trying to scam people and you could get it for $45 at GameStop. Well, I do a little research and come to find out no GameStop within 100 miles had a physical copy of The Last of Us Part 1. So the only way to guarantee that you got a copy at that price, which of course she left out the tax, would be to order it online and have it shipped to you. And GameStop shipping is $8 unless you spend $59. And so with tax and shipping, if you bought just The Last of Us Part 1, it was $56 and some change. So it's like, no, you cannot get it for $45. You would, hey, 56, or you'd have to buy another game and get it up to 59. So just absolutely ridiculous. But anyways, finally, I sell the game. And I'm like, hey, I'm done. I'm able to keep my case. And now I have the Firefly edition. All is right. But then, of course, it's not over. But I guess it's not so bad. So, suddenly this pops up on eBay. And Sony shipped a whole bunch of these out in bubble mailers. Bubble mailers. I don't know why all these companies try to cut corners, save a couple of bucks here and there, ship out the collector's editions in bubble mailers or, poorly packaged, and they show up on your doorstep and they're all beat up and the corners are all dented and it just looks awful. And it's like, dude, we paid a premium. I would like it to be in good shape. Like, just do it right. But yeah, so in the description, this was apparently a replacement for one that was just completely destroyed in shipping. And so it had everything, the steelbook, the comics, the code even for the, bonus items that you unlock early, but no game disc. But when I saw this, it was at $31 and it was ending the next day. Usually when it's low, it still has like 6 or 7 days. So you're like, okay, in a week, it's going to be right up with everything else. But I kind of saw the potential in this because it's like, okay, but if I got a second disc, stuck it in here, boom, now I got a 100% complete copy of the Firefly edition. And so I watch it, and it's going up here and there, a couple bucks, but not going too crazy. Well, finally, the auction's ending. I bid, I get it. $103, a little higher than I would have liked, but not bad again, because like this is going for $200 to $300, which is absurd. But yeah, and so I'm super excited to get this, and I won the auction on Tuesday night, and no updates Wednesday, but then Thursday morning, hey, a shipping label has been created. So okay, great. But then I check Friday, and there's no updates. USPS hasn't received the item. No updates Saturday. No updates Monday. And so Tuesday, I finally reach out to say, hey, hope everything's okay. Could I get a shipping update possibly? Oh yeah, sorry, got busy, shipping it out today. Like, okay, sounds good. But then later on, he's like, hey, so I'm not going to be able to ship it out today. I can ship it tomorrow. USPS was closed, but this was like pretty early in the day, so I was a little surprised, but okay, fine, as long as he's shipping it out tomorrow morning, like he said. Well, the morning comes and goes, and then we're in the afternoon, and I don't want to harass the guy and be annoying, but I'm still like, what's going on here? But then finally, I get the notification that USPS is in possession of it, and here's the estimated delivery time. And then he messaged me saying, hey, I dropped it off. And so, yeah, I think he just got busy and forgot, and that's fine. It's not the end of the world, and as we can see, I got my game. or I should say I got the Firefly edition without the game. But it's in excellent shape, and it was packaged in a box, and everything's great. And so, yeah, just planning on picking up a disc way down the road for cheap, and then I'll have another complete in-box Firefly edition. So yeah, anyways, that is my obnoxiously stupid and annoying tale of The Last of Us Part 1, but I think it's just about concluded. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, and as always, have a good one.